Say that the INS briefly had custody of John Lee Malvo, and we have confirmed that. But like millions of other illegal immigrants, he's allowed to wander the USA unsupervised. Joining us now is immigration attorney Michael Wilds, who is also a former federal prosecutor. And I just got the statement from Congressman Tom Tancredo of Colorado, who's obviously one of the guys that we like here on The Factor because of his work prodding the INS to enforce the law. Listen to this, everybody. John Allen Mohammed was released. I'm sorry, this is Malvo. Malvo was released by the Immigration and Naturalization Service on January 24, 2002, less than 1 month after his arrest in Bellingham, Washington. He was released without bond for violation of immigration laws. Now, his hearing was set on November 20th, 2002. That's almost a year after he was released. So they released him, counselor, if you can believe it, for 10 months unsupervised. Is this insane or what?
One would argue, in the wake of the World Trade Center attacks, that there are religious clerics, diplomats, and students that don't have the right to be here that go unpoliced. And this case, again, speaks very highly. On the one hand, you have a young man who is of tender age, and there's a policy that the Immigration Service has not to lock people up in that age. On the other hand, if we don't have a tracking system of these people on U.S. soil, how do we know that they're not going to cause us harm?
That's right. But here's the deal. January 24, 2002 is 4 months after 9/11. They get this guy. He's not in the country legally. He has no supervision. He has no home. He has no money. He has no job. He dropped out of Bellingham High School. They let him go and say, show up 10 months from now for a hearing. Now, you see these cases all the time. Is this what always happens?
We don't know the facts just yet.
Those are the facts. Right, is this what always happens?
All the time, except we don't know whether or not he was a threat to the community, what kind of culpability he had. Apparently, he was being held, Bill, because his mother was involved in something.
His mother was in Miami.
Right, and there was some untoward activity that she was held in. I'm not debating you. I happen to agree with you.
But all I want to know is it happen all the time?
Absolutely.
10 months of a kid at that point, 16 years old, is allowed to walk out the INS door and do whatever he wants?
If you're a threat to the community, you stay in. If you're underage, you stay out. It's a policy consideration because of family ties, and we don't want
family ties. His mother's in Miami. I mean, he's up in Seattle.
I happen to agree that post 9/11, Bill, the government has to revamp this. Clearly, we do not want people walking around like this.
But we do. Don't we?
We have them all the time, and it's time for the government not only to create that seamless web outside, but to make sure not only are the borders unporous, but that people here will not bootstrap themselves and commit criminal acts. Why is it that there isn't a probationary officer in the Immigration Service or local police
to check the kid? But you don't let a kid out unsupervised. See, this is what bothered me. The kid has no supervision, all right? His mother's in Florida. He's in Seattle. Now, he hooks up with this Mohammed guy at a homeless shelter. They meet at a homeless shelter. The INS knows the kid's in the country illegally. They don't know what he's doing. They don't know how he lives. He doesn't have any money. And he hooks up with this guy, Mohammed, and presto, they're on a killing spree, or alleged killing spree.
You know what I'm thinking, Bill? I'm thinking about Mohammed Atta, who was stopped by a cop who then attacked our country and killed thousands of people. I'm thinking that this young man, once again, was in the corridors of our justice system and left out. This system has to be revamped, and if it means splitting the Immigration Service, we have to look at it.
We have to do it now.
Absolutely.
Is there an INS agent attached to this case that we can find the guy who let him out the door? Can we do that?
Absolutely. We know that it's the District Counsel's office, the Trial Attorney's office. We know that the Immigration Court may have played a role in this, or the U.S. Attorney's office.
So we can trace it back. If we start tomorrow, we can trace it back and find out exactly who let this guy out the door.
There are jackets on these guys, and there are people in this government that will have to account.
But will they give the press the information, or will they say it's sealed and all of that nonsense?
First of all, the young man is underage. Second of all, they're going to say that this is a matter of privacy because it is his immigration proceeding.
So we can't find out.
No, but you know what you do, Bill? You take it out of the immigration arena, because now he's a material witness. 48 hours from now, he may actually be charged with a crime, and then the immigration stuff goes to hell, and we get this guy for what he did.
He's going to be charged sooner than that, because they found 11 links to the bullets they found on these guys to the murder. So it's momentarily. Well, but what I'm asking you is, I want to hold somebody accountable. How hard? we got 30 seconds. How hard is it going to be for me to find out who let this guy out the door? Is it going to be impossible?
They're going to be dancing just like they did post 9/11, but hopefully they're not going to be approving anybody like this in the future.
All right, will you help us find out who that is?
Absolutely.
All right, counsel, because we're going to put you on the case. I want to know the name of the INS guy who let Malvo out the door.
I used to serve as a federal prosecutor. I can't say my phone numbers are any good, but I will help you.
All right, counsel. Thanks very much, and then we'll pass that along to you. This has got to stop, ladies and gentlemen. Directly ahead, even though the evidence against the alleged sniper is very, very strong at this point, there are major complications in the case. We'll tell you about them. And later, one report says Mohammed was actually a bodyguard for the Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan. We'll take a look at that upcoming.